Hey guys, hey, I wanted to just do a little video. I am a kind of a newbie do-it-yourselfer, and I wanted to make this video with the hopes that it might help somebody out who is doing some work on their hardwood floors. So here we had this is in a house that was built in 1922. And in this area here, kind of this little rectangular area here, there was a hole that down below is the basement. It's an unfinished basement with the bench or shelves in it, kind of for the foundation. But anyway, so there was this hole here, and we wanted to patch it up. There had been carpet here for many, many years. And so anyway, I was able to, kind of pull up a little bit of the baseboard on the edges over here and over here. And then I wanted to feather in some new oak strips. So these are just kind of some lessons that I've learned since doing this. And so we have a local salvage place that has all kinds of stuff, but the architectural salvage place, it had some strips, but the guy wasn't sure if they were red oak or white oak, and I wasn't either. And I kind of tried to look online for some stuff, and it said, well, generally, the white oak has kind of a whitish, greenish color, and the red oak has kind of a pinkish tinge to it. And anyway, this has kind of been a project that we've been wanting to do for a while and kind of get it going and just get it finished. Anyway, as you can see here, we've got some mismatched wood. I think maybe in the camera it looks perhaps even worse than it does in person. But I am pretty sure that the existing wood is white oak, and this new stuff here is all red oak. So if you are refinishing a floor and doing some patchwork, it's good to really try and figure out if you've got white oak or red oak, if you really want it to be a good job. Now, we could say that, eventually there will be, a bed or a desk, and there might be a rug in here, and so it, probably won't be all that noticeable, but man, right now it really is. And I did another little patch here where there was a big stain, so I layered that, feathered that in, and then there was a bunch of rotted subflooring that I took out along here, and then tried to use, what kind of wood was here originally, but again here I put in some kind of a longer piece of what I believe is red oak. So anyway, a couple other little things that I learned. Actually the floor came out looking really, really good in terms of kind of the fit and finish. The seams are pretty tight, and I had to go in here with a plunge cutter multi-tool and cut out pieces and put it in. And I don't know if I'll do a video to show how to do that, but it took a while. But all in all, it turned out pretty good, except for just the color. But here's a couple other things. So we've stained this. It has one coat of polyurethane, and the stain that we used is natural, so no real color. And so you can see kind of the difference, that it did not get darker, but these seem to go quite a bit darker. So I don't know what the deal is, if this is indeed white oak, if it just stains darker even with a natural stain. But here's one of the things that I learned. So here, this is original flooring here, and I went through and tried to patch up a bunch of, kind of, well, there's not a lot of them, but over here it's bad, where there's a couple, big chunks missing. So this product here is, I believe, maybe Minwax. I'll have to check. But this is what they call a stainable, paintable wood filler. Well, so you can see that after staining it, it does not go darker. I mean, it's basically the color that it is out of the tub. So that's good to know. I think for anyone who is going to be doing this kind of work on a hardwood floor, that the wood filler does not really go darker if you're using natural, at least. So that's what happened. And so, oddly enough, over here, this is probably kind of the worst, part of this patch that I put in. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this, there's kind of a gap here and along here, up into here. This was done with a wood filler that is red oak color. And it's interesting because it says that this should only be put in after you have stained. So I don't know about you, but I think this looks a lot better than this. I know, and I know that this is a much darker piece, but if I kind of look around here, let's see. Well, here's a good one. So this is, again, it stands out, but this is a much lighter piece of wood here. But these are two nail holes where I tapped in the nail a little bit further and then came back with the wood filler. But anyway, you can see just what a difference it is. It does not go dark when you stain it with a natural, when you stain it with a natural stain. I would recommend probably using, this was put on before it stained. I would recommend using this red oak color because it doesn't stand out as much as all these little, things of the natural colored wood filler. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little video just to kind of show you a couple of lessons that I learned, and hopefully this video might help somebody out there that's looking to give a little love to an old wood floor. And in the end, as my my friend was saying, that sooner or later there's going to be furniture and a dresser and all kinds of stuff in here, and it probably won't stand out as much, but as an empty room, or if you're selling your house or whatever, it really will probably stand out. But one last, maybe consideration to think of is, in some ways, this will be a bit of I don't know, maybe we've been in this home for a long time, so it won't be maybe a story for us for very long. But, it's part of the character. This is a home that's almost 100 years old. As we age, we get a little beat up, and stuff doesn't look like it used to when we were younger. And so there's that. But, if you have an architectural salvage place that's where you have the choice between, some good pieces of red oak and white oak, it's good to try and match them up. And I might say maybe that one good way of there's something about, the grain pattern and the tightness of the grain and stuff. And it really kind of takes an expert to kind of figure out the difference between the two. But as a general rule, this, kind of whitish green color, for the white oak, and then more kind of a reddish tinge for the red. If you sand it well, you'll kind of get down to the true color of the, of the wood. So if you've got some pieces that you can, in an inconspicuous part, and kind of sand maybe on the floor if you've got white oak or red oak or whatever, just to be able to compare the two. So anyway, again, Thanks, guys. Again, I hope this helps somebody out, and happy remodeling.